Hello everyone, this is Fundamental here, and today I have yet another Avengers Exerto story. So, for those unaware, I had a very short time, or short-term voting point in my, on my Wattpad page, where I was voting on who should be the next character to get a special Valentine's Day story. And I figured that since I don't have enough time to worry about Valentine's Day specials for every character, I could only do one, that I would hold the vote to see who the lucky little person would be. And as I'm sure you read by the title, that little person happened to be Rocket the Raccoon. So I decided to go ahead and get this done. At the time of recording this, it is Saturday and everything, and at the time it's probably being published on Saturday. Although the sad fact is I published it on Wattpad on Thursday, I just didn't have the time to record it. So please excuse my lateness, and at least it's not super late. But irregardless, why don't we go ahead and get started? You and Quill smiled brightly as you both awoke in your rooms. Valentine's Day. You both had planned for this since the start of the month. Even though y'all were in space, you still were able to understand time. You decided to wear a bright, favorite color dress and wear makeup for the day, as since things had to be just right. You exited your room and went over to Quill's. Morning, your name? I see you're all set. Yes, I am. Well, the bird's in the bin and has been fed the worm, he said, and he laughed. Very funny. I'm gonna go wake up Rocket. Alright, see ya. See ya. You went into your room grabbing something before heading off to Rocket's. You knocked on Rocket's door, and you opened it and went over to his bed. Rocky? Sweetheart? He groaned, not wanting to leave the warmth of his bed. Rocket, I've got a surprise for you, but you've got to wake up first. His eyes opened and landing them on you. He noticed something behind your back. He sat up and rubbed his eye. What you got there, doll face? He said with a smirk, licking his paw. A Valentine's Day gift. He looked up at you, confused. What the hell is that? It's a holiday about love and gifts. You then pulled the item out from behind your back. It was a simple chocolate heart with a great big R in the center. He slowly took the chocolate heart from you, a giant grin on his face. You giggled at his adorable face. He sniffed at it first, his adorable nose wiggling as he did so. He then took a bite into it, a small bite at first. The chocolate was a favorite chocolate flavor. The chocolate was insert favorite chocolate flavor here. And it was such a good mix of flavors. It was such pure chocolate. Once he swallowed the first bite, he devoured the last of the heart in mere moments. He giggled and wiped the muzzle off his face. You know, that was a metaphor. You eating my heart. You blushes that left your mouth. You couldn't see it, but you knew for a fact that Rocket's face was inflamed as well. Aw, shucks, your name. Why are you gonna say shit like that? Because it's cute seeing you get all flustered. I'm not flustered or cute. Well, you say that. Well, I know that. He then picked him up and brought him into your lap. What the fuck, your name? Shh. Will you just relax for once? No, not when you fucking cradling me. Shh. You said as you heard footsteps approaching. A pair of feet was seen under the crack from the crack under the door, silencing you and Rocket completely. I am Groot, a deep voice spoke. You and Rocket sighed in relief. It's open, you giant twig. I am Groot. Groot then opened the door and stepped in, before looking taken aback by seeing you and Rocket cuddling. If you even think about telling any of the others, Rocket threatened. Maybe this is a sign that we should head up, he suggested. You three headed up to the pilot room, getting seated. You winked at Quill and he nodded. He then took the ship a tad bit off course. Where are we going, Quill? Gamora asked seriously. Me and your name have a surprise, so we're going to take a small detour. Is this at all related to your plan to propose to Gamora? What the fuck, Drax? Quill yelled. He face-palmed. Quill, why did you tell him? I didn't! Wait, I didn't, he said in realization. How'd you find out? I'm invisible. Quill sighed loudly, taking Gamora out of the room. You figured that since Quill was perhaps proposing to her within private walls, you'd take over the flight. Drax was still extremely confused by what happened, and he had decided to leave the room. Now it was only Groot, Rocket, and you. So, Dollface, any clue on where we're going? Nope. Rocket groaned and leapt to seat, climbing into your lap. He was small enough to snuggle up to your chest, without taking your view off the void ahead. He smiled and placed a hand on his ears and scratched it. And now for a time skip. After you guys finally landed, you and Rocket took Rocket off alone. You took Rocket off alone to a special place. The planet you were on naturally had a red sky with pink clouds, making the perfect view for a romantic date. Precisely the point. You led him down the path towards a remote place. What's this? Your Valentine's Day gift. Sitting on top of a very small hill was a little cabin. Rocket's eyes widened, and he slowly walked up to the cabin with you. You giggled and grabbed his paw, leading him into the cabin. You then sat both him and you on the couch. You know, you never told me anything about this Valentine's Day. What the hell is it? Well, you began. It's a holiday that became famous for being celebrated by showing your love for people, especially romantic love. So, you're saying you'd love me? Rocket snickered. You rolled your eyes. Shut up and let me talk, Mr. Funny. He smirked, but kept quiet. The holiday came about back in the medieval times on Earth, when a king had outlawed marriage. He felt that men were less effective and married men were less effective in battle, so that's why. But there was a man named Valentine who secretly married people regardless. Did he get caught? Yup. He put a special emphasis on the P. When he got caught, he was thrown into jail till later be executed. But then he fell in love with the jailer's daughter. Did they escape or some shit? Sadly, no. He was executed. But then the daughter found a note in his cell. It was signed, from your Valentine. Jesus, that's fucking depressing. Yep. But then it ended up becoming a holiday about celebrating your love for someone. But at the same time, people make huge amounts of money off stuff to give. What do you even give to a Valentine? Chocolates, a card, a stuffed animal, other cutesy stuff. But you know what? What? I've got my stuffed animal right here, he said, picking you up and holding against you, squeezing him. Your name, that's creepy, first of all. Second of all, I'm not your stuffed toy. I got one last present for you, Rocket, he said after a very long moment of hugging him. He relaxed at some point, but tensed back up at the statement. Aw, shucks, your name, why you gotta keep giving me shit? Because I love you, Rocket. He tensed up further for a moment, and your heart sunk into your stomach. Too soon? He said with a cracked voice. Nah, your name. Not at all. I love you too. He pulled him away from you and looked him in the eyes. His eyes had a look of genuine love and care. He then leaned in slowly, kissing him. He chuckled into the kiss and did it back. He and you kissed for a long moment, but you broke the kiss first. Let me get you that gift. And then pulled it out of your pocket and handed it to him. It was a golden locket. Rocket opened it with delicate care. Inside were 2 images on either side, one of you and one of him. He smiled. Thanks, you romantic idiot. He giggled at Rocket's statement, kissing him once more. The end. So the first thing I ought to say while you guys are still here, I am not taking any more requests, so please do not ask for them. I know in my previous videos, many people always assume, oh, she's still probably taking requests, even though this video was posted months ago. I am not. So please do not keep asking me, otherwise I will make a video talking about how I am not taking requests. Actually, that's a good idea. But, I've been getting a lot of spammed with a lot of y'all, and I'm sorry to say this, guys, but do you understand how hard it is to say no to you guys? You guys are such sweet fans, and I hate having to say no to you. But back to the topic of what's going to be the next story. I actually have been doing some slight research on Husband Hotel, and more specifically, Serpentious. The reason I'm saying that is because someone in my previous Husband Hotel videos asked me for a Husband Hotel Serpentious story, even though that I and I only thought, well, I'm going to do it because I've been planning on it for a while. But I'm having a little bit of trouble trying to come up with it, so I'm probably going to run another poll on my Wattpad page to see a good story idea. Either that or I can do some research on good story ideas from other fanfiction writers or something of the sort. But thank you all so very much for watching. I really appreciate the people who enjoy these rocket videos because I love my little raccoon so much. Don't let my dog hear that. But anyway, guys, this is Phantom Rider, and I'll be seeing you all very soon. Bye-bye.